Cast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly.
Good morning. My name is Joan Kessner, and as chair, I now call to order the meeting of the directors of the Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation for Monday, September 8th, 2025. I want to thank Debbie Royce for preparing our meeting, and welcome all my board members here today: Brian Whitman, Eric Rice, Dan Castle, our county executive, Mark Polenkars has joined us, Sam Capitano, Connie Lighton, and our president, Mark Wendell. I'd like to note for the record that this meeting is being webcast. We welcome public comment on today's agenda items. I will note for the record that the public was given the opportunity to comment on the agenda items by submitting their written comments by 9 a.m. today. I'd like to state for the record that no comments were received from the public concerning today's agenda items. I will also note that we do not have members of the public attending today's meeting. The directors have received the relevant written materials in advance of today's meeting and are free to ask questions at any time. Before we begin with the substance portion of the meeting, I would like to ask the directors whether anyone has a potential conflict of interest with respect to any of the agenda items. So I would ask you to please make appropriate disclosure on the record at this time, and we will then be sure that you recuse yourself from any discussion or vote regarding such item. Anyone? Okay. Hearing none, now I'd like to call Mark Wendell, ECHDC's president, to present the two items on today's agenda. Please start us off with the authorization for the corporation to amend its general construction services contract in connection with the Gateway Building project. Mark, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Chair Kasner. As mentioned, this first action item is to amend the current contract for Manny Squires Henning Company, who is our general contractor over at the Gateway Building, the structure that is being constructed at Canal side currently. The amended amount for this contract would be $115,323. This contract was previously amended once just for a time extension due to the harsh weathers we occurred in the wintertime. And secondly, a second amendment was increased their contract amount to cover some delivery delays and some unforeseen conditions that were encountered while the construction was going on, and some additional time for temporary heat for the weather conditions. This third amendment addresses items that were identified by our code enforcement official from the city of Buffalo, specifically the air and temperature monitoring system and humidity control of the elevator shaft was the one major item that needed to be addressed. This project is also, this amendment is also extending the contract for completion date of August 31st, 2025. I'm happy to say that all of these additional materials have been completed in the timely manner. So as I mentioned, that this contract to cover these additional items identified by the code enforcement officials will increase their contract by $115,323 for a total building project cost of $14,711,888. At this time, as is the amendment, we ask the corporation to enter into a contract amendment with Manny Squires Henning for an amount not to exceed $115,323 for the total as mentioned prior.
Thank you, Mark. Are there any questions or comments from the directors with regard to this item? As noted earlier, we do not have any comments from the public with regard to this item. I will now entertain a motion for approval. So moved.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Thank you. The motion carries. Mark, please continue and present the final item on today's agenda, a request for the corporation to amend its contract for real estate legal services.
Again, thank you, Chair Kasner. Yes, this other action item is, again, an amendment to a current contract we have with Kavanaugh Cook. They is a local attorney firm that has been helping us with residential or real estate transactions and filings as it relates to Canal side. They've been very helpful with helping us with the North Hall block, specifically with the setting of the paperwork for subdivision, as well as transferring to our developer. So the original contract was for $45,000. We are amending the contract for an additional $45,000 and an additional year through August 7th, 2026 to continue to assist us with any kind of real estate transactions and paperwork that filings that might be required for ECHDC. Kavanaugh Cook, I will mention, was selected from a pre-qualified list of legal counsels and was reviewed with our legal staff prior to selection when this first contract was selected. And then so at this point, we are looking to offer authorization for the corporation to amend this contract with Kavanaugh Cook as described in the materials to increase the contract amount by $45,000 and to increase the term year by 1 year through August 7th, 2026.
Thank you, Mark. Are there any questions or comments from the directors with regard to this item? Yes, Executive.
I'm a non-voting member, so I don't think it matters, but for the record, I just need to know. 2 decades ago, I worked for Kevin. I had nothing to do with this company. Didn't even know they had a contract.
Thank Thank you for bringing
For the
it.
record.
It's okay. And thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Okay. Are there any questions or additional questions? As noted earlier, we do not have any comments from the public with regard to this item. I will now entertain a motion for approval.
Motion.
Thank you, Eric. Second?
Second.
Sam, thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Right. Thank you. The motion carries. Now, that there being no further business, may I have a motion for this meeting? And before we enter into that motion, for the floor, if there's any questions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss two items. The first of which I think you know I'm going to discuss is one that I've discussed in the past, which is the Heritage Point. I want to thank President Wendell for the conversation we had about a week ago regarding the status of it, how it is supposed to pick up very soon on the closing. I ask, assuming that happens and it closes and it moves forward, I'd ask Erie Canal Harbor to do exactly the same as what the Erie Stadium Corp does, as well as the New York State and the county with regards to the Buffalo Bills project, which is to give all the principals, including the directors, a weekly update with photographs to show the moving ahead of the project. I think we understand, we want to get this project forward. It's been going on for much too long. This empty, hulking construction site that we want to see move forward. I'm one of those, I'll believe it when I see it. And when it comes to the project commencing, I think we all need to know exactly the date, time, hour in which it starts, but also then to be given weekly updates, including photographs, which is exactly what is done with the Bills project. These are photographs from the construction manager that are provided to every one of the major parties with an update of what was done in the prior week and what is going to be done in the future. If you could provide that as well as a copy of the construction schedule for the completion of that once it starts, which of course the developer should easily have, showing the timeline, the expectation of what is to be done. I want to see it move forward. I think we all know how I feel about this and how it's going on for too long, but as it is allegedly moving forward in the next month, I think we need to keep the pedal to the metal then and also put pressure on the developer to finish it as quickly as possible.
Mark, would you like to answer?
No, that definitely is, part of a lot of that stuff, Mark, what you're asking for is we'll be including some of the closing documents. We can definitely keep everybody up to date on how that progresses and work with Sinatra to make sure we get updates on the status, especially on the schedule we provide at the closing. So we will be able to have that and circulate that to our members.
Thank you. And once the closing is completed, then weekly updates. You can just send by email. Here's what was done. Proof that the work is moving forward. This is going to meet its time, which at this point is still going to take probably more than a year towards completion based on what's been done so far. Then secondly, and I talked to Chair Kessler about this as well as Mark, we have a very, very, very important anniversary coming up, which is the actual 200th anniversary of the opening of the Erie Canal. We are going to see the Seneca Chief off in September, but the actual sort of wedding of the waters day is in October. And I want to thank the chair as well as president for agreeing with me that we need to do a little bit more programming scheduled for that weekend, which would be October 25th, to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the opening of the canal. There would be no city of Buffalo without the Erie Canal. Simple as that. I don't know what would be here, but it wouldn't have been the city of Buffalo. You all know the history of the canal and how the canal's choice actually created a city, and we could easily be standing or celebrating something a few miles away in the city of Black Rock. But because of the opening of the Erie Canal here at the commercial slip on the Buffalo River, we have this wonderful history, and we need to celebrate it because you only get one 200th anniversary. So on October 25th, the county is working with the Erie County Historical Commission and others to have a day of programming to assist. We are going to do this. We're going to get it done. I'm not happy that some people are trying to downplay this. I'm not saying anybody at this table is, but there are people in the community who want to downplay it. I don't think it's appropriate. I think we need to celebrate our history and also identify the issues that do exist in our history as well, because we always have issues. But it is a day to celebrate it, and it's a Saturday, October 25th. We appreciate your participation in this, and thankfully the Bills are not playing that day. They play the next day, because as we know, it's kind of anything today that the Bills are playing because nobody attends those things. So not as many people. So I'm looking forward to it, and October 25th is going to be a great day.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just put it in my calendar.
Sure is. Thank you. Thank you for your interest in this as well. Also, if there's no further, any other questions? Any other concerns? All right, there's no further business. May I have a motion to adjourn this meeting? Sam? Second?
Second.
Ryan? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thank you everyone for attending in today's meeting. We appreciate it. And all those who have joined us. Have a nice day, everybody.
Yeah.